energy for Stefan! Happy New Year, guys. You guys are sick of saying that at this point, right? It's only like the third day of the month. I need a liver transplant because I've been partying since Thanksgiving nonstop, and I'm in my 40s. It just doesn't work. So anyway, at the sweet age of 40, after 14 years of marriage and 3 kids, I came out of the closet. You guys can clap. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you. I burned myself and destroyed my family. It's been nothing but fucking awesome. So I often wish that I had come out in my 20s, because when I was in my 20s, I was young, I was fit, I had a pretty little face, I was totally unencumbered. Instead, I come out in my 40s. I'm divorced poor, I have a bitter, angry ex, I have 3 kids who are scarred by the fact that we're divorced and I'm gay, and I have the body of a butch lesbian. I have to say though, I've got a great support network. My mom, who's 80, is here tonight. She was totally cool when I came out of the closet. She's from Germany. She's old school. And you know, I think the hard part is, like, I'm the youngest of 3 boys. My oldest brother's a redneck who lives down in Texas. My older brother's gay. And then I came out of the closet in my 40s. And I know on some level, as supportive as my mom was, she was kind of disappointed. And I pictured her picking up the phone and calling up my brother down in Texas and saying, "Hello, Joe. Das ist your mother. Your brother Stefan, he came out of the closet today. Yeah, he's gay like your brother Tom. Do you have something to tell me?" I did meet the love of my life. We just are celebrating 3.5 years together. I just moved in with him. I've had 20 years in gay. And it's great. He was married for 25 years. He's an ex-Mormon and he's got 4 kids. We are a reality show waiting for you. And get this, his oldest daughter is half black from his wife's previous marriage. And I was saying, our show is going to be called The Gady Bunch. And she's like, hold on a second. And she's like, the Brady Bunch had 6 kids. We've got 7. I know who's getting typecasted as Alice the Maid. Divorce is brutal because when you get divorced, I mean, it destroys you and it changes you. I went into the divorce courts a straight liberal and I came out a gay conservative. And the divorce courts are brutal because, you know, I went through a 3.5-year acrimonious divorce. It was just really bad. And I pay about $4,500 a month in child support. And in this country, if you don't pay your child support, they put you in jail. And I'm like, you're gonna put me, a gay man, in jail? How many child support payments do I have to miss? Because I've had that jail rape fantasy every day since puberty. I went shopping for my partner this Christmas, and you know, he's got a much smaller frame than I do. I actually had to go to the medium section, which I haven't visited since I was like 10. And I went shopping in H&M, and I was like, maybe I'll find something for myself in here. And then I was like, fuck that, they don't even make my size. Like, they don't make my size, and I'm not that big. So I remembered I had this flashback. Shopping was always torture for me because I ballooned up around the time that I was 11. My mom used to take me to the Husky section at Sears. Yeah, the fucking Husky section. And it said like Husky in big letters. So when you were in there, people knew you were fat. And she used to buy me Tough-Skin jeans. Tough-Skin jeans. Do you guys know what Tough-Skin jeans are? They're basically Sears kids brand that are completely indestructible. Now, why you would be shopping for a kid like myself in the Husky section when I'm not that physically active to begin with for indestructible clothes is beyond me, because I'm not that physically active. So I remember she brought me in one day and it dawned on me what Husky actually meant. I was probably 11 years old and I said, I know what Husky means. I know what Husky means. Husky means fat. And my mom said, no, Husky do not mean fat, it means big boned. And I didn't buy it and I hid under one of those circular hangers, and I cried big, fat tears. And it was humiliating. And then, you know, she bought me a couple pairs of Tuscan jeans. We left, and a couple months later, I developed this horrible rash on my knees. I mean, these jeans were built indestructible. They used to put plastic patches in the knees. I always wanted plastic patches on the inner thighs, because that was the only area that I wore out. I wear corduroys. I throw fucking sparks from here. Smokey the Bear sees me hiking in corduroys, he's like, So, I remember a couple months later, I developed this rash on my knees, and I was like scratching at my knees like a meth addict. I mean, it was like eczema all over my knees. And my mom took me to the dermatologist, and when we got into the waiting room, I was like looking for the fat section where I could seat myself, because I had been so scarred from the shopping experience in the husky section. And I remember the dermatologist looked at my mom, and the first question he asked her after he looked at my knees was, he said, "Does your son wear Tuscan jeans?" And she was like, "Yes." And apparently they put a chemical in the patches that I had developed a reaction to, and a lot of kids were developing this rash. So my mom was like, "Oh no, I just put money on all those jeans." And the next day we had to throw out the jeans. We brought them over to Goodwill and gave them away to some other kid who was going to get the same reaction. And I went and I got my first pair of Lee jeans in the husky section. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. Have a great